Abayizi mu ggwanga lya Uganda bavuddeyo ne beemulugunya ku minisita w'ebyenjigiriza hon.Janet Kataha ne Kristo Muyingo, era nga beemulugunyiza ne ku minisita w'ebyasayansi and tekinologi Profesa Elioda tumwesigye ne minisita w'ebyagenda, Labour and Social Development Hon. Mary akororo. Era ng'abayizi bano bagamba mbu tebali kulaba mirimu ababaka bano gye balikola mu ggwanga, kubanga tebateeseeyo budde okulaba nti balabirako abantu baabwe abali mu nsi endala ne b'okutuukiriza emirimu egyawaabwa Pulezidenti Museveni.
I am grateful to come before the nation today on behalf of my fellow students and parents of Uganda to express our deep humility before the Minister of Education and Sports, the Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, and the Minister of Science and Technology, but also the entire government at large. Within this period of coronavirus hardships, the governments of other nations, through the Ministry of Education, have empowered and aided their people and students in the foreign nations, because our black children in this pandemic period are suffering and terribly dying due to the starvation and lack of attention in those nations. These include thousands of the Ugandan students and the children that had gone for academics and little paying jobs or job opportunities, and who are also being displaced from their home bases by the white people of those nations. The Kenyan government and Minister of Education, George Magoha, empowered the Kenyan people and children and students in those foreign nations with about $50,000 to support them for survival, and the same to other nations like Tanzania, Ghana, Algeria, Rwanda, and other African states, excluding our Ugandan Minister of Education, who has not taken the responsibility to support our students in those nations. In the headlines on Al Jazeera, BBC and CNN News, we witness seeing Ugandan people calling for help but not given any attention at all from the concerned minister. The Ugandan ambassadors across distant nations, especially the foreign nations, are dramatizing a hard and deadly moment that Ugandan students and people are facing outside without any support from their nation, like other nations across Africa have done to their citizens. But instead, Uganda says she has nothing to help her own children in other foreign nations, even when parents and guardians who would make them to survive well there are also not working and are fully stuck before the nation. So the Minister of Education and Sports, you have not taken the responsibility to satisfy the nation with what a Minister of Education is supposed to do, like your fellow ministers in other nations are doing. Do not wait for the time to announce to the nation the day that schools shall reopen. Even the District Education Office of Karamoja, your former region of ministry, shall be in position to do that role. But please take measures of the scenario occurring within and beyond the Ugandan shores, especially to our fellow students and children suffering the humiliation of injustice and segregation, dying and perishing due to the starvations and hunger every often as a minister, every often their own nations. And as a minister, it's time to wake up and define your role beyond Uganda, like your fellow ministers of education in all the African states and nations have done. We believe it is not yet too late for you, the Ugandan Minister of Education, hon.Janet Kataha, to follow the positive trend and also give support to our children and students in other nations. Uganda can also donate her own children and citizens living in distant nations, especially the foreign nations, so as they can also live like other black and fellow black children of the other citizens and of other nations across Africa. Nations, and we shall recognize the joy Uganda breastfeeds to her own children when you remember that you can support and donate to our children and citizens in other nations. Attend to the students and the people in the foreign nations as the Minister of Education and Sports. Attend to our students and people in the foreign nations as the Minister of Education and Sports, rather than leaving them to die and continue suffering their side. But as the students, we come to pause a moment of doubt on the Minister of Science and Technology, Honorable Elioda tumwesigye, and informing you that we have seen nothing of what you have planted in the nation since the time of your office. As the students in Uganda, we recognize that we are living in an era of modernity and globalization, in which schools and universities have waited for your communication and direction towards our research and scientific procedures. But we have seen you nowhere on the curriculum and the system of our education. But also we inform you that our education is not only theory-based. We need active scientific engagement, which you have failed to even make any singular step in the spectrum of our education. What are your objectives as the Minister of Science and Technology, and the aims as the Minister to our schools and the students? We inform you today that the strategies of our education spearhead your role as the pillar and foundation for our education. But in spite of this magnificence, you have not made any positive step beyond your office, and therefore, Honorable Elioda tumwesigye, you are the limiting factor to our scientific education as students of Uganda, and it's time you wake up. Finally, as the students, we are not satisfied with the Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development, Honorable Mary Akororo. And as students, we inform you that your services are half-baked. The gender rights and community empowerment confined within your arms, aimed at elevating communities and vulnerable groups, as disclosed in the 1995 Ugandan Constitution. But up to the present day, we acknowledge too little, but also no achievement from your own office. And we don't know what mission you strive for when our parents and students and children are ever getting crippled by the police brutality and suffering the beatings, floggings, and the lash of the whip in universities upon such inhuman acts that are always prevailing in the schools and the nation. Which society shall you unite and empower when you are seen and heard nowhere on the pulpit of this nation? We are not contented, and we need the Minister of Science and Technology and the Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development to read their budgets to the nation, which they have prepared to forward to the parliaments nation, to the parliaments, or the budget that is going to be read in June or in the coming months for this year. And we believe progress cannot be achieved as long as children and parents see their rights violated and suffer as a result of injustice, violence, and marginalization, without giving them their dignity and justice granted to them by the law. A nation that is sincere and builds philosophy of her own children shall forever live and touch the intuition of the others in the world. We need your budgets to be read before the nation, before the actual reading of the parliament budget in the coming month. I remain MENYA ERUSANIYA, organizing president, students body. God bless Uganda, for God and my country.